Hello. Welcome to our podcast today. Like you already know, this is the Gem podcast. Over there, you have Princess. She'll introduce herself. I'm Felix. Princess always say I don't like introducing myself, and I also heard it from somebody else that I don't like introducing myself. So I'm Felix,
You
and I'm
did.
back. So I'm looking forward to what we're going to discuss today. Princess, over to you.
Hi. Hello. My name is Princess, and welcome back to the In Gem podcast. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the last video that we did. We saw the love. We saw that people really listened to it, and
Yes.
even though there was no comments, but they commented us privately and actually dropped gem and said they loved it. So thank you very much. Please, next time you can write in the comment box
Yeah.
so that other people can see, and it can also help our channel
Yeah.
to reach out to more people. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please subscribe down. Just turn on the red button. It's not just like click, turn on the red button so that you can get notifications from us when we post every week. And share to your friends and loved ones, because of course we're talking about migration in Germany. We're in Germany, and it could be that you or somebody else or your family members, sisters, brothers would also love to come to Germany one day, and that they could get these gems. We've gone through this experience, and we're like giving it to you so that when you come, you won't have to go through stress, because we have shown you or have told you how it would be here. So welcome today to a new podcast. And so, Felix, what's our topic for today? We have a lovely, lovely topic,
Yeah, we have a very
and we
interesting
hope you
topic
like it.
today. We have a very interesting one. Like Princess already said, it's all about migrants here in Germany for those who are new, even sometimes for those who have been here for some while and
Yeah.
don't have the information. There's something I normally say: my people perish not because of ignorance, no, it's because of lack of information. If you don't have,
Hmm.
if you don't have the
Preach.
information, that's where you're going to perish. Yeah, so we're trying to provide those informations. That's why we're looking forward to your comments, looking forward to hearing from you. If you feel if you have better ideas or better info or actual information or newer ones, you can just write us. We also have an email address there. It's all in our YouTube page. Can definitely reach out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I prefer the comments in the YouTube, not privately. Just for your information.
Yeah, for your
Yeah,
info.
exactly. So, Princess,
Yeah.
the topic we wanted to discuss on how we can change the society here, meaning German society, as migrants. Okay.
Yeah.
And you told me about the topic a few days ago, and we've been like sort of reflecting on this because, like we already spoke before we started recording, since 2015, I think, through the influx of a lot of migrants, okay, into Germany, it changed the society, whether we like it or not. It changed it both ways. So we want to
Mm.
discuss about how it happened, what has changed, how we can still change, or how we can still shape the society that we are living in. Because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, some of us will not go home again. Yes, not going home again. It's over. You've come to stay, so you will definitely stay. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I think I will hand over to you for you to kick off. So, what changed about it? How did it start? Or like the influx of the
Okay.
immigration. What do you have to say about it?
I would start on a personal level,
Okay.
right? I came to Germany as a student, thinking that, oh my, because in Nigeria, there is this thing that, oh my God, like before, not now, and I'm not sure anybody's thinking about it unless your father is very, very rich, like you have a very rich background back at home,
Okay.
but before, when you studied abroad, when you go back to Nigeria, you had like close to 70% chance of getting a job and a higher job with a good pay and everything. But right now, they would even tell you, why are you coming back? Who would give you their job?
Exactly.
Stuff like that. And now people go out, even skilled professionals in Nigeria
Yeah.
go out. And today's topic is, how can we shape the German society as migrants? We are migrants. I mean, we both are migrants. And I'm sure wherever you're listening from, you're thinking of migrating or you're also a migrant. Germany has undergone an influx of migration since 2015 till date. And it was due to this asylum and refugees, and they came in. They came in like butterflies,
Yeah.
to Germany.
Can we say we
And
came
I
in? I
think,
would like to use we
okay, okay, we
because at the
too,
end of the day,
because
it was mostly not mostly. It was like there were a lot of Africans who also came in.
yeah,
From
yeah,
Nigeria, I
that's
think from
true.
Sierra Leone, from Gambia, some
From
and then
Syria,
yeah,
because it was
exactly, some part
war
of
at that
Senegal.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was war at that time,
Yeah.
and this country has never been confronted as they are now with a lot of migrants
Yes.
and
Yeah.
refugees. So it was kind of like, oh my God, what are we doing? Why is Angela Merkel taking this decision? But at the end of the day, there was a decision made because of what they must have concluded,
Exactly.
and with this undergo of a lot of migrations from other countries, and at that time it was Syria,
Mm.
with those little people as a minorities from other countries that had problems, that also saw what was happening and decided to join the Syrians coming
Of
to the
course,
country.
because let's be honest,
Yeah,
also, like just to cut short, Libya. Okay, you don't see a lot of people from Libya here, but don't forget the whole thing broke loose through Libya. Because people were coming, but Libya really opened a way, mainly, concentrating with Africans, okay, if I
yes,
can say,
yes, yes,
with the
yeah,
killing
yeah.
of Gaddafi. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into the whole theory, but just like he was murdered, whether we like it or not, whether you agree with me or not, he was murdered, okay? And then the whole, it opened up the border because just like Libya to Italy with the boat, I don't think it's such a long distance, okay?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
don't forget also that a lot of Africans have been trying to come to Europe, but most of them arrived at Libya. The life in Libya
Yeah.
then was very nice, the economy was good.
Hmm.
Some
Yeah.
people decided to settle down there.
Yeah.
They
Settle
were
down. Yeah.
living well, but with
Hmm.
the killing of Gaddafi, the whole hell broke loose.
Busted
They
out.
had
Yep.
to move on. They had to and that's what happened. I think you can continue. Sorry, I just
Yeah. With all of this, migration of Africans from Libya, as you said, from Morocco, through the Spain water
yeah
into um Spain, as into Europe,
yeah
and from the Libya water also into Spain.
yeah.
Um, sorry, into
It's
Italy.
Italy. Yeah, I
Sorry,
think Libya was
Italy.
more of
Yeah,
to Italy. I
from
think Morocco
Libya
was
is Italy,
Spain.
and from Morocco is Spain.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And but Morocco was a bit not that much. I think it was more later in the years, as in the beginning was Morocco, and when they found out that okay, this is how they come in, they actually tried to stop it. But now it's
yeah.
Libya, and Libya is already getting
Yeah,
stopped.
exactly. Before Libya, okay, like I say, people normally wanted to, take that road from Libya, but Libya was, it wasn't a third world country. It was a good country, with nice economy. So some people would travel to Libya with the hope of coming to Europe. They see how much they can make there, and they compare it to the money they are going to make in Europe. Why should they suffer themselves crossing over to Europe, or maybe dying on the road, so they settled down there.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the problem is that
Yeah, yeah.
like Morocco has always been there, but
Mm.
Morocco, the road it wasn't easy to get in from there because you have to get to Spain.
Yes.
And I think it was
Yes.
very difficult, but there are some people that were succeeding. But like I already
Yeah.
mentioned, but with the killing of Gaddafi and with the opening of that border, it's like anybody can move through.
Hmm.
It was a failed state. Libya became a failed state. There was no government, there was no police, there was no army.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was being the country was being governed by mafias, who actually like organized these routes and these boats and everything, to transport people to Libya. Sorry,
Yeah.
to Italy,
That's
yeah.
true.
So
To Italy. Yeah. through the boat. Lapa lapa.
Exactly.
Okay. Um. Uh. Just like I was saying that um we're actually trying to give you a table to see how migrants came into Germany, or how much they came into Germany. I think there are more than 1 million right now
Yeah.
that yeah of migrants in Germany, and there has not been a lot of acceptance, and there has also been a lot of acceptance. Let's be honest, it's actually a country that has highly rates of accepting migrants,
I think they
no matter what anybody says. Yeah, I mean, the east part are the people who do not accept a lot, but actually the other parts, it's okay. It's not everybody. I would say I don't even know if it's a 50-50, but I know that a lot of people, maybe they accept openly outside, but inside at home they're like, oh my god,
inside. eh,
baskets, oh my god, who are these people, why are they coming in?
Yeah, yeah,
And
okay.
a lot of people did not accept what Angela Merkel did.
Exactly.
But then
Yeah.
we also have, we'll go to the next point of the undergoing of migration is like they attacked, or they are still attacking migrants and refugees. They burn their houses, they attack them on the road, they either use knives on them. There are a lot of cases also that we do not even hear or see on TV. It's only if you're working in these places that you understand that poor, they
But
burnt
that's why I
this
decided to
Heim
differ.
down,
That's why.
they burnt
That's why
this
it's.
place
But
down.
Princess, just a second. But that's why it looked like
Yeah.
I didn't agree much on like the acceptance stuff. I feel like the country was forced into that acceptance. I think the government took that, decision. I don't think if everybody, if they had this, what's it called again? Forgotten the name. I've forgotten what it's called again. Umfrage. I've forgotten the name in what they normally call it in English.
Questionnaire.
Yeah, if they like asked everybody in the country if they
Mhm.
if they would have agreed to taking such such large amounts of um migrants, okay.
They,
I'm
I'm not
not
sure they
sure
would have
they could have
agreed.
agreed, but the government had to make a
Yeah.
decision. And
Mm.
they almost burned down that woman. Let's be honest, politically, that almost brought her down. She's still being
Yeah. Yeah.
criticized today, for
Mhm.
like saying, oh, welcome to Germany, like we are open, if you're coming in Deutschland or something around nature. So
Mhm. Mhm.
it's almost actually destroyed the woman politically, but she had to make that decision. And
Mhm.
like you already mentioned at the beginning, it's something new for Germany, like this amount of migrants coming in, for them it's like what's happening here. So I think it's that's why you still find some of those hatreds today, or some of those stereotypes, about migrants or about refugees, and it's most of the time negative. Let's be honest. Okay, that's why I
Yes,
just wanted to
that's
chip
true.
in.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've had like they've been confronted, as in they've not been confronted, and there's not been a lot of acceptance, so some people do accept it. And then the attacks on refugees and also on migrants has been rampant, has been increasing
Mhm.
actually, because they do not like what has been happening. And right now this year it's with the Ukrainians, but I think with the Ukrainians they are more uh they accepted, or they are more
Princess,
they are
please
more
call it what it is.
receptible.
With the Ukrainians,
They are more receptible to
sorry,
the
with the
Ukrainians.
Ukrainians, that's where you sorry, you have to accept racism for what it is. Sorry.
Oh my God!
Do you
Yeah,
know what happened
it
here?
is
Do
what
you know
it
there were
is,
some
because
Nigerian
I do not.
students that came
Yeah.
to this area? Also, some of them having like residence permit, some of them already having like the Ukrainian passports, like coming here, you could see how they were treated different, in a different way. That's why you understand, oh, sorry, forget about this. Oh, we welcome everybody. No, they were accepted more because they looked, like them. They felt like, oh, these are white peoples. You hear that arguments like, oh, Ukraine is not a third world country. They know how to use washing machine. I had the politician
What?
said it here. I'm being honest with you. A politician said it here in Bavaria, and it became even a problem here. So that's moments you just
Wow.
get to see that racism there when it comes to migrants. Okay, this one is white, this one is black, or this one is not white,
I'm
or this one
telling
is a
you,
person of color.
you need to see the wide way. And I was like, my friend that is in Syria, I have known how hard it is for her and her family to stay here for them to even be giving anything. And the Ukrainian Ukraine
Ukrainians, yeah.
Ukrainians are just like 2-3 months here, and
This,
we are being aufgefordert. Now, I don't even know how to
are
say
you
in
saying
English.
2 or 3
Yeah,
months? Some people were taking them
to
into their house. Some people were like, I have
yeah,
space in my house. You can come in.
come on,
Hey,
yes,
sorry, there were a
yes.
lot of.
Look, it's all a good
It's
thing.
all a
To be
good
honest,
thing.
I'm not going to do those two side thing. It's all a good thing, but then to what extent? Okay, if you see what the Englands are doing, they are sending back all black people,
Yeah, the
Afghanistan and
move.
everything to
Yeah,
Rwanda,
the plane
and then
was
they let
stopped.
the
The plane was
Ukrainians
actually
stay.
stopped. They couldn't push it through. The plane was stopped at the
Really?
last minute. Yeah, exactly. I think the European courts like gave the order that it wasn't like that's why the plane didn't go to Rwanda. They stopped it.
You know, I was watching where the broadcaster was asking one of the person responsible for
Yeah.
this, and they asked him, if it was you, would you be on that plane going to Rwanda? And he was like, well, that's not. He was trying to bring in big languages, and we were asking him, if it was you, why are you sending these ones back and you're letting the Ukrainians stay? It's I do not get it. I know they have war,
Yeah.
but so does Syria has war. So does Afghanistan.
Exactly.
So does all those little countries.
Mm.
Even the Rwanda that they're sending them to, they're sending them to Rwanda.
Mhm.
I don't get it. Some people, Rwandans will say, well, actually, Rwanda is a beautiful country. Sister, brothers, we know Rwanda is a beautiful country, but why should they ship refugees to you?
Exactly.
Okay,
What
and then
type
the
of
question,
negotiation is that? Why should they
yeah,
send it to
and
you?
then the question would come, why are the refugees coming to the European country? That's the question that will be asked when they say, why are they shipping them to Rwanda? Why are you shipping them to Rwanda? And they will ask the migrants, why are they coming down to the European country? Well, for that, I do not
But
have a question
there's a
for
lot
that,
of
because
reasons
it is
why
so obvious.
migrants are coming to Europe. Oh, sorry, you sold them the
Exactly.
dream. Oh, sorry, Hollywood or your nice movies. It sold them the dream that they'll come and get a better life here. Okay. And at the end
Exactly.
of the day, sorry, economically looking at it, economically speaking, you guys are killing our economy. They are killing our economy
About
there.
fast food.
Look at,
About fast food.
agriculture, all those stuffs. All those stuffs are being imported. So a small business person, a small business can grow there. So when those business don't grow, they will have to look for that stuff. They have to look for their bread, somewhere else. And that's where they're going to. You come to CNN and say, and all those, sorry that I had to call them all. But if you go to all of them, they are all selling that dream of better life here. If I hear there is a better life somewhere else, I'll go there if I'm not having a better one
Of
here.
course.
So don't be
Of course.
surprised when people are coming over here. That's the thing. Okay, who are the big oil companies in Africa, or mining all those wonderful minerals in Africa? They are all Western countries, Western companies. So they're just like,
Yeah.
German will tell you Ausbeutung, just like killing the economy over there, and you expect them
Yeah.
not to come over there, and when they come over, you send them back to Rwanda. Sorry, doesn't make sense,
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Till now, I do not know the reason why. I do not understand why. Even if they give a plausible reason, it's just not understandable. It's not just, I can't let it sit
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're still on the topic on how can we shape the German society as migrants, and we'll come down to how has the society been shaped by the influx of migration, because they're like the positive parts and the negative parts, and how can we start? Like, let's just say, let's start with the positive parts. Like, how has the society been shaped by the influx of migrations in Germany?
Can we start with like how has the society changed?
Okay.
Let me hit you with a story now. Maybe it will help. It will help. Help us get into the discussion better. I remember there's a friend of mine. I think the girlfriend like studying to become a teacher. Lehramt. So one day we were just like chilling and we were having a discussion, and then I looked at her. I was like, "How are they prepare you guys for the future?" And she was like, "What do you mean by the future?" I said, "How are they preparing you as a teacher for the future?" She was like, "No, nothing changed." I was like, "Something has to change." I told her, I told her something. I was like, "You won't get the normal German classroom whereby in your class as a teacher, your whole classroom is filled up with white kids. White kids, their culture, they know your culture, everything is just going to flow the way you want it. They might, in some big city, they will be like, oh, we already have some migrants from Turkey and from other places. No, it's going to even change in those villages where you don't find people or you don't find migrants. Okay. So I'm like, how are they preparing you for a diverse, classes, filled with students from different parts of the world? The reason I brought up this topic is now, the reason I want to tell this story is like, I remember there was a friend of us that worked with us like a few years ago. You might know her. If I'll tell you her name later. She said her son was in the class. This was a child they gave birth to. The child there in Mannheim. Everything was in Mannheim, and the teacher was like, "Where are you from?" The child is like, "From Mannheim." Just like, no, that's not what I mean. Where are you from? It's like, man, I'm from Mannheim. They give birth to me. The mom is from somewhere else in Africa, So, and the teacher was like, okay, where are your parents from? The child was like, oh, my parents, they are from Ghana. And the teacher was like, exactly, that's what I meant. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I say, like, how has the society changed, with this 2015, 2016 influx of migrants?
Yeah.
How has it changed for you? You were here before that time. How did it change for you? I don't know. It has also changed for me in a way,
Well, I won't say I won't practically say it changed anything for me because I was also a migrant, and at that time I was in a household. I was not alone, so I didn't feel anything, and I was in a German household, so I didn't feel anything. So all that time passed. All that time when they were rushing in, when people did not accept them, when they accepted them, I didn't. It's just like when Ebola came out.
Okay.
I was here, but I didn't hear anything. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know how bad Ebola was.
Oh,
I don't know if you
I understand what you're
understand.
trying to
Here
say.
on the TV,
Yeah.
did you get anything about
Yeah.
Ebola? It was just like a 1 minute, 2 minutes. Ebola in West Africa, blah blah blah. Shout for by, but they didn't tell us how bad Ebola was. They didn't screen it out and say, hey, 2 countries fought Ebola. Nigeria fought Ebola. Nobody broadcasted that.
Yeah.
Nobody, and that was how the influx of migration was. Because since I was in a German household, I didn't feel it. And anyways, I don't think I could have felt it even if I was alone, because I was also a migrant. That means what they must have been going through, I would have gone through it. That's what I felt.
Okay. But I
Yeah,
feel like
I didn't get
for
it.
me, it changed a lot. There was, before then, I know there were some cities in Germany where I would travel to. I won't see a lot of black people there, or black persons there. So it's very clear.
Yeah,
It's like you don't see a lot of black people, you don't see a lot of migrants in some cities. And
yeah,
nowadays, if you
yeah.
go there, you're definitely going to see a brother or a sister. Wait for it.
Yes, yes,
You're going
yes.
to see. So it changed, it changed something there. And I think it's also changed the way people look at you here sometimes. So I remember when I came new there, sometimes, you might be in the train or something, someone is just looking at you as if you fell down from heaven. You're like, man, I'm breathing. Leave me alone.
Come, that one was always
Yeah,
normal. I
but
mean,
it changed a little
because
bit. I think with
the village where
okay,
I and my aunts were practically the only black people.
okay,
Pat, I and my aunts were practically the only black people. So it was when they heard that a new black person was in the village, they always came to the house because my uncle at that time had a knife.
okay,
So they always came like, oh, let's see her and stuff like that. And even my in-law at that
yeah.
time, she would come, she would be like, let me touch your skin. I always heard about it, but it happened
But
to me in
you
real
have
life.
to
She was like,
experience it
if I
live.
wash you off, yeah. She was like, if I wash you off, you would. I'm like, but at that time I was smiling.
Yeah.
And then I stayed 2 years going to German school, and then I realized that what she was saying. And the next time she said it, when I realized the German, I was like, "Das werden Sie nicht mehr machen. You would not tell me to wash my skin off. I don't like it." And she was like, "Huh?" But at the beginning, I was laughing until I realized that it was bad, what she was saying. I'm going to wash you off. And then when her grandkids come, the grandkids would be like, "Can I touch you? She's not, her skin is not coming off, or the dirt is not coming off." I was pissed. I was pissed. And I just let her know that I do not want to hear that anymore, because it was descending. I didn't want it. And she was not the only one. You get on the train, you sit down, they will stand up, or you will sit down and you'll be talking. I told you the one that happened to me last week. I came onto the train, I was on the phone talking, a man was sitting down snoring. I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he was just shaking his head at me the whole time. And funny enough, a German woman at my side was making call loud. 2 women at my back were talking from Marburg to Frankfurt. The other coach was filled up with German guys with beer and music playing. But guess who the man descended on? Me. And I opened my mouth when I spoke German to him, and I said, "Hey, you just shut the hell up. I don't want to listen. Just shut the hell up." They always try to give something. And my friend always say, "I don't know what kind of aura you have." And I said, "I do not know. I think when they look at me, they will say, you know what? Let me try with her.
It's possible.
Let me try and see if I can."
Normally like to
I
try
do not know what aura I give out, but I always have the most. If you hear my series of train issues, you'll be like, "Princess, should I only you?" Well, I swear, I will get on the train and my stories used to be
But I think they normally target you extra because
I don't understand.
Somehow it changed for me also. Do you know what changed? What changed since 2015, 2016 for me? I remember earlier on, before then, I will enter the bus or enter the train and I will just feel comfortable and I'll sit like in a seat for like 3 persons and nobody's going to disturb me. That's fear of the unknown, and I'm comfortable with it. I'm like, "Thank you very much. Just allow me." There was a time.
A friend of mine said, "I look innocent."
Princess, there was a time I traveled almost all the way from where I was living then in Heidelberg to Berlin, sitting alone on this seat, and nobody disturbed me. I was like, nice. But I think with the changes that happened, something happened, and then everybody started like, how do you say it now?
Is it a change?
Exactly. Everybody started like feeling more comfortable. I'm like, please, just allow me to continue enjoying some of these advantages of racism. I know it sounds very bad. Well, I beg, just allow me, just these little things I'm still enjoying about it. Please allow me to continue enjoying it, okay? But I think with the changes, people start getting more comfortable, I think it's also coming from that place of naivety, and not knowing, fearing something you don't know. I think it's also that's some of the changes that happen.
I think from our life right now, somebody is saying that maybe because I look innocent and she doesn't smile when she goes out. I don't think I smile when I go out, but I just think, I don't know. Like the other day, I was on the train, and then the woman came to meet me and was like, "Hey, you're having on perfume?" And I said, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh God, it's too much. It's too much." And she was like, she went forth, came back, and she opened the windows on the train, and I was like, "What?" And the lady sitting as an opposite me, she was like, "Are you okay? How can you tell her that?" She's like, "Yeah, the perfume is too strong." And the woman told her, "Hey, you better get out of this place. You better go as far as you can go." And I was like, perfume, correct perfume. They just look at you and they're like, "You know what? Let me pick at this person."
I think they select those they pick at. Seriously.
They always pick at me. They always pick
I think they normally select those.
I think I need to change my intention or my thoughts in my head, that when I go out, these people can see it on my face and not try it. The thing is that when they try it, I always give it back to them hot, and they never expect it when I open my mouth.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
they never expect it. They try, but they never expect it when I open my mouth. And I have so many stories. Like you go to the post, a woman who is smelling from here, the snack Bayan
Yeah.
would tell me, hey, I'm like,
Uh,
you need to go back home, have your bath, come back and talk to me.
yeah, Princess,
Then she's like,
but I think they normally like they select those they pick on, pick. I don't know which pick on what you normally
"Ah,
say, but what I feel like I also have to agree. I also have to accept that maybe I also enjoy my privileges as a man, and maybe my
that's the
stature
thing. A
also
friend of
plays
mine
a
said
role
that
there
too.
because I know people normally
Yes,
think
yes,
about what they are going to say to me before they say it because they don't
yes,
know my reaction.
yes,
You see the
yes,
expression on the
yes, you're
person's
right.
face, or the person will like think it through before reacting because you don't know,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
possible.
hey guys, please just put in the comment below if you've had all the shenanigans of people talking to you anyhow, or how do they treat you when you're on the train, you're walking. How just tell us your experience in the comment section. Let us know
Yeah, are
if
you
you
avoiding the word?
also
Tell us your racism experiences in Germany.
tell us the racism experience. Oh yeah, tell us the racism experience because it
Yeah,
happens
it
to me
happens. Yeah,
it's practically every day. My friend is saying I should come down to Sweden and let her show me madness so that when I come back to Germany, I'll
you,
go give
you start
them.
using
But
it. Yeah.
hey, come. Okay, let's go
Let's
back
go
to
back
our
to our
topic,
topic.
which
So,
is
what are the positive things that
the
changed in the
positive.
society through the influx of
Okay,
migrants? Yeah.
uh, I will start with the pensions and the care insurance. That means the social
What do you mean by
versicherung.
pensions? Yeah, you need to explain it.
Krankenversicherung. Exactly.
Not
Versicherung
cranking
is the money
physician.
you
Cranking
pay.
physician is health
Sorry,
insurance.
it's health insurance. Social versicherung is the money you pay when you're working.
Mm,
So that at when you finish working, at the end of your working
yeah.
career, your working years, that pension will be paying you
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah, is your
Mm,
pension, is your care insurance, then they will give you that money. So um with the influx of migration, it actually helped the society because even though these workers, most of the migrants who came into the countries are not skilled
mm-hmm.
professionals. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, they are actually
It
unskilled. They
depends
are
on where they're
actually
coming
really
from. It depends on where they're coming from. Princess, I have to stop there.
yeah
Most
yeah
migrants from
yeah. eighty
Syria, most
percent of the
migrants from
of the
Syria were
migrants,
scared. They were really, some of the.
yeah, most migrants from Syria were skilled, but the other countries they were not skilled. They were not skilled, and the thing is that since they are not skilled, even though they are not skilled, they still work the 450 euros
But
job.
Princess, let me ask you a question. That's the meaning of being scared. What do we mean? Are we talking about university educations now, education or something? The reason I went to that direction now, after saying what I just said, I just realized like there are some of these guys. There were some guys from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from Gambia, from Senegal. Those guys, they learned something. Maybe they don't have a certificate to prove it. Some of them were
That's the
carpenters, some
thing.
of them were welders, some of them,
That's the thing.
so in a
That's the
way,
thing.
some of them were barbers. In a way, they were skilled. But what's the meaning of being
You know,
skilled
you you
then?
you,
Huh?
you know, you know, the Nigerians migrants, the Nigerians refugees. Let's just put it at that. The Nigerian refugees in this country, when they come in, you ask them, have you gone to school? All of them, as in almost 99% of them will tell you, me, I not go school, oh, no only primary two I do, no only primary five I do, because they feel when they say that they will be able to get dudung, they will be able to get
They will
the
be able to get
the
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 paper faster to
status of
stay. Yeah,
yeah, but actually they are doing themselves wrong
yeah.
because if you're skilled, then you'll be able or you'll be allowed to stay. The Ausbildung is one of the reasons why they would give you a status of a refugee. The Ausbildung is actually one of the reasons. That is one thing that whoever is orienting these refugees do not tell them.
But the problem is
You
that,
know,
like,
they do
no,
not
no, I
tell.
think the problem most of the time is not they don't even think that far the way you're thinking now, or most people don't think that far because most time it's just like I didn't go to school. We are used to
Yes,
believing that
you
how
tell
do I
them
say
to
it?
sign.
You
They'll be
come
like,
and tell the
me, I don't
people
know,
here how
I know
much you
Sabi sign.
suffered.
Oh,
Is that mentality from Nigeria or from Africa? I don't know. Let
yeah,
me stick with Nigeria. That's one
yeah,
thing. That's where I'm sure of. Is that mentality of
yes.
Oga I beg now, Madam I beg. I don't beg you. I dey beg you in the name of God. Have pity
God,
on me. But there's
uh,
something that works here, or that I've realized that works here in Germany, which we get to understand, or which I'm hoping we get to understand. Oga I beg, Madam I beg. It doesn't work. There are rules and regulations. There are laws. You understand what I mean? sometimes it works. When it works, it's just like 10%. It doesn't work that much. So you telling them now that you don't have any skills or you didn't learn any stuff, you're harming yourself, because tomorrow is not the person won't pity you. The question is like, what are you contributing to our society? You are actually not contributing anything. So at the moment, it's like, what's the need keeping you here? It's not about how you feel or how I feel. It's about how do we keep the society functioning. And we don't understand that. So that's why you normally hear like, I didn't go to school, I didn't go to anything. But the person has, there's a form of skill there, learn something. The person can use it actually. So
if you are skilled and because somebody is actually writing, there's a blessed Zuzu one that's writing and saying that how do we know that when they say, I do not understand what he's saying, but I think he's trying to say like, how do we know that when they say that they are skilled, they would give them status? Because we actually work there. Okay, it's in the Constitution. When you are skilled and you start this house building, right? Is one of the reasons why they can't send you back. If you're doing an house building that is really worthy and worth it, it could actually help you, because number one, not only the house building that you're doing could help you, but the person, as in your director or so, could actually write a note and say, hey, this girl is doing
it's
well.
serious, yeah.
You people cannot send her back. So doing house building, being a skilled worker actually helps you. So in all of this, these are one of the things, because right now the house building in Germany is dying down. That means the skilled skilled work
house building
is dying down.
apprenticeship, learning is skilled work.
Yes, apprenticeship.
Yeah, exactly.
Many Nigerians who come in say we are not skilled, but most of them have actually gone to university in Nigeria, or they've learnt a handwork, and all of them are saying they are hairdressers. Okay, hairdresser is also a dying apprenticeship in Germany. So if you say you learned hairdressing, why don't you go in and start learning hairdressing? It would actually make you stay. As in 90 or 90% of the women who come in as refugees from Nigeria say they are hairdressers.
Yes.
But they do not contribute this skill
to the society
that they've learned into the society. If they do, it will even make it more better for them. It will even make, because when they start saying that, okay, most of our apprenticeship are coming from Nigerians and they're really doing well because we do hairdressing well. I mean, look at my hair. If you can, if they come into the apprenticeship, look at it from this side. If they come into this apprenticeship, right?
Yeah.
They learn how to do the Oyibo people hair, the German people hair, yeah, and they also know how to do the black people hair. They could then open up. When they finish their house building, they could learn masters and start opening up their shops and also getting people in. But these are things that our people do not know.
But Princess, I understand where the fear is coming from, It's just like that fear of like, I'll see, if I see now I went to a university and they will be like, go back now and go and, we are going into a different topic. Let me give you an example now. I understand where the fear is coming from. It's like, it's still that mentality of, Oga, I beg now, Madam, I beg now. Do you know why I'm repeating it again? If I say that now I went to university, that means I'm qualified. I can actually feed myself, okay? And they'll be like, go back to your country. But then we are coming back to what you actually told them that made you to leave your country. If you told them you left your country because of poverty or because of unemployment and all those things, you know the truth about the matter. Whether you tell them you went to school or not, that's not exactly what is going to affect you. Because according to their laws, according to the laws here, let's even speak about European Union, okay? Unemployment, being poor, is not a refugee reason. It's not an asylum reason.
It's not, yes.
So you already shot yourself on the leg when you said you left your country because of unemployment or because of poverty.
Yes.
So you now telling them that your skill doesn't even have anything to do with it. You even telling them your skill might even bring the person that is going to take decision to think about, let me push this person's file. Don't also forget the person you are talking about is also a human being. We all work the same way. Let me show you an example. That means this is a file, okay? From A to Z, there is A and there is Z. I will come every morning and take up the first file and look at it. Is this person okay to stay here, or should I send this person back? I'll
Yeah.
look at your file, I'll think about it, and then I'll make that decision. So if I pick up
Decision,
your
yes.
file and I'm like, I don't see what you can contribute to this society, it will make me hasten, it will make me make it faster that you leave the country.
Yeah.
Because don't also forget that the longer you're staying, you'll be paid, your food will be paid, they're paying for your lights, they're paying for your house. So you pulling yourself back even deprives you the opportunity, like Princess, to even go to the German school, to go learn the language, and even start going to school or go and learn the work.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry to break you, right? I've asked this question before, and I said, why is it that when the Syrians, the Turkey people, refugees, they come in, they go straight to learning the language? Why is it that they do not give this facilities to the Africans or Nigerians? I'll put on Nigerian because I'm a Nigerian. Why do they not tell them to go and start learning German? And then they said, because they are not ready to. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Nigerians come in and then they go and say, hey, I want to learn language, I'm sure they would give them that. Okay, even though Nigerian is seen as a safe country, it's not seen as a very safe country, but it is seen as a safe country. But when people that are skilled, or they say, hey, I can do this, because I've seen a lot of people come in and they say, I was a manager in a bank, and all of them all have status of refugee.
And I know.
Guess what?
Sorry,
they have status of refugees because they said, I was in a university, I did this, I'm a computer engineering, or I was working before they come. And these Nigerians, they're not much, but they actually brought in every document and then they laid their reasons why.
They had an asylum reason. Let's be honest.
They had an asylum reason. They did not have an asylum reason that was, my papa died, you can't make me go I don't get money to eat food. They don't go give you. Uncle, and you can't come on top of say, oh, my uncle died. Then you can't come say my uncle died, or my uncle won't use me do money, and you can't go school. Think now. Think You need to have something for somebody to give you something. It is a trade by barter.
There is nothing free, even in Freetown.
There's nothing free.
I think it was Fino that said it. Even in Freetown, you don't get anything free. You understand? You don't, and that's why I come back to that mentality of, please now help me now. People are going to help you, but you can't build a society with help me now. You have to be bringing something to the table.
That's the thing, and Pat is also saying here that if they could, be skilled, like these hairdressers that we are having from Nigeria, there, but I'm a hairdresser. If they could do this, learn the work to make hair actually in your house is very cheap. If you go and do the house building and start making hair, you earn more money.
Of course,
And she said she used to braid people's hair, and a lot of children used to come to her to come and make hair. But when you go to this what do they call it, house building, you actually learn, you integrate, okay, this is how I want to do it, this is not how I want to do it. And the thing that we see with other
communities,
nationalities, yes, like the Chinese, they do these things and then they open up a nail salon. Every nail salon, look at my nails. Every nail salons are all Chinese and Taiwan and
from that area.
all those people.
Exactly.
Yeah, every place I go to buy my foodstuffs, it's not even an African shop.
I think we jumped over to how we are going to contribute. Let's just stay on the way.
Yeah,
because
okay,
let's stay with the positive. The positive influences. Okay,
we actually
you already mentioned. You already mentioned the house building, the apprenticeship. Okay, and also the pension, the labor force. That's seriously, if we know how much Germany needs this labor force, and they seriously need it.
Do you know that last year was the year of resignation? Guess what? The airport where I was working before, they laid off thousands of people due to Corona. But guess what? Now they're going down to Tokai to go and bring labor force because they do not have any. Yeah, right now they're going down to Tokai to bring thousands of people to come and work in the airport. And not only and I'm like, okay, those people you guys laid off, why don't you just write them a letter?
No, those people don't even want to come back. Don't forget that. Corona opened everybody's eyes. Corona opened everybody's eyes to this cheap labor and suffering, and some people are just sitting up there making the money.
Can you imagine?
The money they were paying the people before, nobody's ready to come back to come and work for that money.
Nobody's ready
They're
to come
having
back for it.
difficulties
Yeah.
getting those people back. And they are not even ready to. Okay, let me tell you something now. Let them increase the money they're going to pay those people. Those people will come back. Why do you think they are going to? Why do you think they are going to talk it to bring people? They know exactly what they are doing. They should increase the money.
They know, and that is why I think they do need migrants. Because the migrants are just saying, you know, wait, make I just collect the money. May I just collect the money? But you never forget, say, see, Germans are complaining all the time that, hey, the migrants are taking our work because, of course, they are paying the migrant low money than how the Germans are supposed to take. But then, okay, you realize, you say, it is a bad thing, I would say, for them, but for their pockets, for their bank, it's actually a good thing.
It's not just for their bank. Why are you running to their bank? Let's stay with their economy. You're going very far.
Their economy is making a load of money from
even for their future. You know what I mean? There was a point you were trying to make, and I think the point wasn't very that clear before. Do you know Germany was having issues like now getting ready for the future? You know, how are they going to pay the pensioners in the future? Even the pensioners now, they were having difficulties raising that money. But with this coming in of refugees or migrants, whatever you want to call it, the labor force increased. There are more people going into the labor force. More people are going to work. Now they have more. How do you think they pay the pensioner? Do you think it's money they kept since? No, as you are working now, you are paying in. We are paying other people.
Look at
now they are preparing also for their future.
Every day
they are preparing also for their future because now most of them didn't want to have kids. When they had kids, they had like 1 or 2 kids. Now you meet a nice Nigeria or nice family from Syria. You see a man, 6 kids. Thank you very much. 6 kids or Rwanda or Somalia, whatever. 6 kids on the road, and the wife is still pregnant. Okay, that is like a very full-time future insurance plan. Those kids, those kids are going to grow up. They are going to work in this country. They are going to pay that money. Oh, sorry. Do you know I'm going to profit from it? I'm sure of my pension in the future. That's the positive side of it.
I'm working for somebody. Somebody has to work for me. Yeah, you know, there has been a high rate of death since like the 1970s, right? And they've had these talks like in the parliament and everything, and they found. I think that was the reason behind Angela's welcoming.
They had to make that move.
Well,
it was a political move than any other move. It was more of a political move.
Like, we need to keep this economy to a standard. How? Because at that time, it was like Germany is not an immigration country. But actually, right now, Germany needs immigration. But the thing that we're here, as in our topic today, is how can we as migrants help or shape the German society as migrants? You know, at the end of the day, it's just what we're saying. We're just like trying to give you guys the positive, the negative part, and then later we'll come to the part of how can we help. I think we've already spoken about that a bit, but then we've spoken about the pensions, the care insurance, the high rates of
the labor force.
The more the migrants give birth, the more it helps
on the go
insurance pocket.
Streets.
Yeah, and with the help of me and you, Felix, because we are young and able people, we are skilled professionals. We went to school here, and now we're working. We are actually paying this.
Of course, now.
Arbeitslosengeld und care insurance und. Yeah, we're giving back to the society. Our tax is taken. Do you know how much they pay me? Do you know how much they take from me?
Let me tell you, there was one I saw. I think that was in November. I looked at my pay slip. Aquaguam. Asking what this people did with my money there. I was like, Jesus Christ. But that's part of it. You have to pay for the society you're living in. You have to contribute.
You have to
contribute. Those nice express road, those wonderful hot water coming out of your tap. That steady light.
Your 24 hours light.
The waste being collected, there is somebody. You want to just pick up your phone, the police will arrive. If there is fire, you have to pay taxes. If
you go to the hospital, they will
it's not for free. Somebody is working.
It's not for free.
It has to be paid for.
Yeah.
So I think now we are actually slowly moving towards like, how do you shape a society as migrants?
Actually, it was um as in we still have like some things to say in the positive parts, because even though as me and you, we are migrants, we are skilled migrants, we should not also forget that the medical profession is dying in Germany. The engineering
But
profession
that's
is dying in
okay. Can I stop
Germany.
you there? Can I stop you there? But that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this positive part of the influx of migrants in Germany. Okay,
exactly,
just like,
exactly. If you go to the medical
but
school
yeah,
right now, like every medical school, you'll find out that most of the people studying those courses are actually migrants.
Princess, Germany need nurses. Can we start from there?
They don't have them. They don't have them. They're bringing them from Philippines, from Jordan, from Morocco, from Algeria, from Tunisia, from Cameroon now, from everywhere, from the Balkans, from a it is unfast, but they need thousands. They need thousands of nurses in this country. So if you're out there and you know you want to get into Germany, just come in as a nurse because you can do it. Maybe we'll try to talk about that in another
Exactly.
video of how to tell them how to come in as
Nurses,
nurses.
yeah.
But really, nurses right now is what they need. And the Germans are not doing it.
They need labor force.
They're
They
not
need
doing it.
labor
So they
force.
need
We
labor
are still
force.
repeating that labor force
Doctors,
part.
they don't have doctors, they don't have teachers. Teachers are dying in this country. Like your kindergarten teachers, they do not have
Yeah,
them.
it's
The ones
here.
who teach, they do
Yeah.
not have. Yeah, they do not have it. Engineering courses or professions are dying now. If you check out all this engineering, all those people who build our roads and trains, they are mostly migrants that are doing all of that. Yeah, we could argue that it is also cheap labor, but we could also argue that because they do not have enough young people going into these professions.
That's why I'll come back to what
So
you said before, when Germany said, oh, how did they say it again? Refugees welcome or migrants welcome of 2015. Some people will come with the argument of like, oh, they are so wonderful, they are nice. I didn't say they are not nice. Wonderful people. Aye, God bless them. The point I'm trying to make is just like it was more of a political decision than any other
yeah, it
reason.
was.
It was political, economical decision.
Yes.
How do we keep the society
Yes.
running? Yeah, we are
Yes.
going to help
Yes. How
people.
do
We are
we
going
keep
to
the
feed
economy
people. We are
running?
going to do this and do that. But it was more of
Yes, nurses like Altenpfleger.
exactly. It was more of a political. I remember then I was doing my internship. I don't want to mention their name, but I was doing my internship and I went for a meeting. Then they were discussing about, oh, how do we channel these migrants that just came in or the refugees that just came in now into our labor force. So they are busy
Yes.
discussing about Altenpflege. I don't know what it's called in English. Those people that take care of old people. It's like old people's home, okay? The people that work there, the nurses that work there, they don't exactly. They are not actually nurses, but there is a way nurses. They help out. They give the people living there their medicine. Take care of them. So
they're like carers.
exactly. So they were discussing on how they are
English.
going to push them into that labor force. I was like, why are your people not going to? I was not supposed to talk at that meeting, but I think I got pissed off and I started saying some things I was not supposed to. I was like, why can't you people go? Send your own people there. They were like, oh, our people don't want to do the work again. I was like, oh, okay. So these are the people that want to do the work, because at the end of the day, it's not the best of jobs, but it's a job.
Yes.
It has to be done. Somebody has to do it.
It has to.
And
they think and they say, okay, let's bring
exactly
since our people are not doing it, let's bring people from outside who are willing. And also because we should not forget that in our place, if it was good, we would not be here.
There's a reason why you are running.
So, and that's how it is with other countries. So we're onto the parts, as in the last part. How can we shape the society as migrants? As migrants, we should just try to be the best that we can.
I can just say, please contribute to society. I'm going to come down maybe to my people. Let me not go far. Mostly to Africans.
Make una just
no,
try.
if it's possible, I don't know. I don't know who is listening or who you're going to send it to. The person should see how they can get to do an house building. That's like apprenticeship here in Germany. You need it. Through that, you get a certificate. Through that, you are sure of having a job throughout your stay here. through that you can also get your stay. The law has changed. If you get into that, if you're able to get it, you know, you can stay. I normally hear some Nigerians or maybe some other African countries being like, oh, these Arabs, they are only the one getting them. Yeah, some of them, if you're talking about Syria, but the other countries that are not Syria, they are also fucked. When I mean fucked, they are also fucked exactly like you. But they took a better decision. Do you know how the better decision they took was like they immediately they arrived, they fought to learn the language. Some people would
They
be like,
fought to
oh, they
learn the
don't give Nigerians
language.
the chance to go to school. They don't also give some of them the chance to go to school. I remember there was a
But
guy that
if
was
yeah,
coming to me then, that was like 3 years ago. I remember every day he was in my office, he was like, how can I get to do German? He was pushing it so much. I was like, guy, waiting, just arrive, calm down. But he's not Nigerian. You know, we don't get that energy. Our energy is like, guy,
yeah,
just relax. Out of the little
yeah.
money you are being paid, you already send it to Nigeria to show them that you're doing well. You're not even doing well. You have not even
I'm
started.
telling you,
Stop.
I'm
You
telling
understand?
you,
But the point is
I'm
that they are
telling
fighting
you.
their way because they know if they're able to get that language, they can get. There is definitely a way for you to stay there. Please try to see if you can do house building. You know,
You
to
know,
get your stay.
I've seen master students, lots of master students here in
Yeah.
Marburg that are more efficient, that are so intelligent. They are so good, but when they talk to them, like, I don't even know. You see them going to work menial jobs. Why? The confidence of they can't speak the language. But as soon as you learn the language, you just start seeing doors open. You know my story,
I know
right?
what you mean.
Just look at how I'm I'm
I
I'm,
understand
I'm
what you
going from
mean.
one
Yeah,
job
I
to the other
understand what you
because
mean.
of how I know that, hey, I can speak the language, I can change, I can go for a higher position than what I'm having right now. Because guess what? If you don't know the language, you feel less confident. You feel, okay, I can't talk to these people. It's not like my German is the best German. Of course, I'm an immigrant. And I didn't come here when I was 7 years old. I came here when I don't
Your
Dagbalagba.
your your old
Forget them.
na
So
hustling German. Relax. I
yeah,
know that.
yeah, yes. So, but I came
Yeah.
in, and if you learn the
Yeah.
language, you will see that you can tap into resources that are there for you,
Yes.
that are available for you. But it's not like when you come in, you don't know how to speak the language, you're not learning any handwork,
Mm.
or you're not even contributing to the society. You're just there. If you're a woman, you give birth, collect that money, go to send it to your children or your husband wherever he is, and you think that you're making the most out of your life, but you forget that zeal that brought you down here. Say, when I reach here, I go make them. You don't go feel make them when they collect from the society just like that without giving back. You have to always realize and say, hey, I came down here for a purpose. I came down here for a purpose. How can I tap into the resources of a country where I am? Imagine those Oyibo people waiting for Nigeria. Check them now. Most of them are speaking pidgin English now, eating amala, eating
Exactly.
beans, because they knew that for me to tap into this country's resources, I have to be like them. I have
Yeah,
to
why are you talking
integrate.
about Oyibo people in Nigeria? There was a woman I had to make an appointment with her last time. I think she has worked with a lot of Nigerians. This just happened last Thursday. As we were trying to make the appointment, we were having some discussion, and she was like, "Oh, which language?" I was like, English." And she was like, "I can also speak English." At the end of the day, she was like, "Oh, I can also speak Pidgin English." This is a woman living here in Bavaria. The only reason I know that she understands Pidgin English and she's pushing forward to speak is that she knows her job is hanging on talking to more Nigerians.
Oh,
She knows exactly what she's
yeah,
doing. She knows that most of her, I won't call it her customers or whatever you want to call it, they are Nigerians. Nigerians are having that issue. So she knows exactly who she's going to speak to. She knows exactly why it's important for her, even if she doesn't speak Pidgin, to be able to
yes,
understand you speaking Pidgin. But
yeah.
she's living in her country.
Yeah, yeah, that is it. I mean, if you're then a migrant, and you are here, just try to be the best that you can.
Exactly.
We should just try to stop propagating the propaganda that has been there
What are the
already about
propagandas?
us.
Help out so that we can
You
stop it.
yourself, you know
Call the
now,
propagandas. Let's call it.
any one day 419, any one day, all those kind of stuffs. Hey, what I used to say all the time is no matter where you go to, no matter where you are, there are always bad people. I mean, we spoke about that before we started the podcast. Like, forget that. No, you have to deal with everybody individually. And I know that we're not that. We are actually the best people. We are friendly. If you go into chat rooms and you hear about people talking about Nigerians, they'll be like, "Oh my God, they are the loveliest." I have a colleague that's a Nigerian. She's I'm at work. I'm the life of the party. Yeah, it's not because I'm a good
Yeah.
person. It's not because I'm a bad person. It's just because we shine bright. We Nigerians always shine bright, and that is the kind of thing I would like to let people who are watching this stuff, who wants to come down to Germany or who are already here as migrants, that hey, try to be the best that you can. If it was good in our country, you wouldn't be here. Try and learn the language, integrate, do an Ausbildung, entrepreneurs, because from house buildings or going to school, you can be an entrepreneur. You can open your own shops. You can open your own restaurants. You can do things that the Germans don't do.
Exactly.
You can even go more
Build
higher
your
because
communities,
we
yeah.
have the zeal.
Build your
Yes, we
communities,
have
yeah.
the zeal. They do not have zeal. After all, it's their country. It's just like when you see them say, "Oh, this country, I'm tired of it." Me get tired of
But
it.
they're not
Well,
going
like building my
anywhere.
country.
I think something there, as we are saying, as we are talking, there's something that just came into my mind. Build your communities. When you build your communities, a lot of good things will come out of it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't integrate, but build your communities. Your community will contribute to the society more than you, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Because at the end of the
Yes.
day, there was a
Yes.
point you made earlier on, and I think that's why when you see good things, copy good things, learn good things,
Copy good things,
copy
though.
good things.
Hey.
If you look at other
Uh-huh.
communities, I remember we are all now enjoying Chinese food, even in Nigeria. It wasn't that popular while we were growing up.
No.
We met it on the road.
Imagine now, Donna is in Nigeria now. Have you
Exactly.
heard?
Let's continue.
Oh,
We're talking also
Donna
about.
is in Nigeria. Imagine when you open Amala joints here. Guess
You're
what will
even
happen?
going far. Look at other communities. Look at also the Indian community. Their food is also just as almost as difficult as Nigerian food, but they are making it popular. People
But they're making
are
it.
going. People are opening restaurants. People are
Okay,
making it.
I was
You know.
sorry, I was talking to my friend the other day,
Okay.
and I was like, why is it that to make my hair, I went all the way from Marburg to Mannheim to go and make my hair? That is close to 5 hours journey for me with train.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, why can't we have a franchise, a hairdressing salon, an African hairdressing salon
But
where I
that's
will go
why.
in? Guess what I was being told? Yeah, they don't go one
That's
pay.
why I
And I
come down
said,
to
wait,
community.
so see,
Princess, this is a
I was
community
saying,
stuff.
wait, Chief, I was saying, why does it have to be
It has to
expensive?
be expensive because we can't back it up. Princess, let me ask you a question now. Let's dive into that place now. Do you think most of these Chinese restaurants is one person's good? It's not, sorry, one person's money. It's not one person's money. Do you think most of those places you go to make your nails, do you think it's not one person's money? This is community money. This is creating yourself. This is creating something bigger than you. But we are most of the time thinking about how I go make money past my neighbor. So I go feel sure I'm doing well. How could you understand what I'm trying? That's where we normally come down to. I know why I'm hitting that point of community, because you need the community for you to create that kind of stuff. You need to community create a barbing salon whereby the person is being paid until the person grows up to, comes up to a stage whereby it runs on its own. But we don't think that far. We think more of individualist, individual. We think as individual, my own. That's nice. But we have to start contributing as a community, here. Because that's how we're going to grow up. There's nothing in most cities here. You don't have Nigerian restaurants, and it's difficult.
No, you
don't even have African
and
restaurants.
the one you have, when you go there, you wait 5 to 6 hours for your food to come out. And when they come out, what I cook at home is more better. They actually come out so I'm like,
it's not going to work that way.
Look at the other day I went. We just bought two plates of egusi soup with pando. Guess what? 70 euros. Oh, nene. And if it was not even taste.
But the person wants to make money. The person wants to build a wonderful house in Nigeria through this stuff. We don't think that way. I think we have to change our mindset.
People say when you open a restaurant, they will not come. Who said so? Nah, guy, if you go to this restaurant, people are in there eating, morning, they're even ordering. There's one woman in Berlin. It's not a verbong, yeah, but I'll just say it's like Berlin foodie Niger, foodie Berlin Niger or Niger foodie. She's on Instagram. Someone makes her food is actually like, and people are rushing it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have a restaurant. She's doing online.
Exactly.
People are rushing it, and I'm like, if they can rush it
Yeah.
online, guess what? Guess when she opens the restaurant.
Exactly.
But the funniest part, when I was talking to my friend about that, what do they call it? About the
Yeah.
hairdressing, he was like, yeah, it will not work because people are going to come in and then they'll be taking they'll say, they do hair for a year for 80 euros. Come my house, I will do it for 50 euros. And I was like, look, and that's where I buy into the thing that you said, that community would work. Because when you open something like that, it doesn't have to be, it could be expensive, of course, of the hair that you make and stuff like that. And of course, the shop rent you're going to be paying. But why can't it be like when I go to Nigeria, right? Fridays.
Mhm.
Do you know how much it takes me to wash my hair
Yeah.
myself? I'll come back from work by 9 or 8.
Yeah.
Now lose this. Do you
Yeah. I
know
understand
how
what you
much it
mean. I
takes?
understand.
I would lose my hair till like 2 in the night, lose it, wash it. I will still be awake till 8 in the morning. Like, I'm tired. I just want to go to a salon close by. They will lose my hair, wash it
And
for
you pay
me.
and you
I
go.
give them the necessary. Yes, and I will go. And they would be able to massage my hair and take care
But
of it.
that's what.
But we do not have any
But that's
here
why we are.
because I do not know what the reason
But that's
is.
where we have to contribute as migrants. It's not just all about being the best. No, contribute in any little way. Bring your culture over here. You don't have to. You're a migrant. You're going to be a migrant. You don't have to like assimilate. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
become
yeah,
German.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have to
That's true.
bring your culture here. How do you bring your culture? It's through becoming a stronger community, creating things
Yeah,
easier,
build your community. Yeah,
restaurants, making of hair, barbing our, all those little ones, start bringing it in, contribute to society. We are all focused. You're talking about opening a restaurant, people will not come. Most of the times, we don't even want to open it because we don't want to pay taxes. Let's be honest.
we
Let's
don't
let's
also
not
want to pay
let's
workers.
not bullshit ourselves, princess. Most people don't want to
We
pay
don't
the
also want
tax.
to pay
We don't
workers.
want to pay workers. Don't want to pay taxes.
Yes,
The
we don't
person
also want
prefer
to
the
pay
person
workers.
prefers collecting that 80 or 70 euros inside their back door and then keeping the money. What's the problem there? Forgetting, like already mentioned, if your house start burning, you call the fire service. If you have a problem, you call the police. The hot water is running, you call an ambulance, it comes to your house and picks you up and drive. These are some of those things that tax you're paying provides for you. These are exactly those things that you are lacking in Nigeria that made you to come here. So why can't you contribute also here so that you continue functioning? Or do you want it to also break down so that you start running to another place? That's my question most of the time. Because we prefer, they collect this my small money, might keep them for back. That princess, you are building a house in Nigeria that you're not sure you're going to go back to. And that's the most funny thing about it. You are making investments there that you are not sure you are going to go back
Hello,
to.
Epulaya. This is
I
another.
think
This
that's
is a
a
topic for
topic we
another
have
day.
to dive into another day.
Not talk am
But
today.
imagine now,
Chineke
in
na
most cases,
arịọ
we
gị.
don't want to do all this thing. You don't want to make it official so that you can also pay your
Imagine you going
taxes.
to a Nigerian restaurant. Imagine you going to a Nigerian restaurant. The same woman is the one cooking, is the one cleaning, washing plates, serving customers. Give her yourself. When she comes out to serve you your food, five
You don't
hours
want to
later,
eat the food.
he can't pull like
Exactly.
I'll just
Yeah.
say, please pack it for me. I want
Yeah.
to go home.
Yeah. And you're right.
Because any worker who goes to her, okay, there was this in Frankfurt Bahnhof, a Nigerian a restaurant opened downstairs, as in do you know how many thousands of people are looking for that opportunity to have a shop in Bahnhof? Frankfurt. Frankfurt is one of the
I know what you mean.
Frankfurt train station is one
You have
of
to stop
like
there. Just
hello.
if you stop, then you
And then
continue.
this woman opened there, wrote a list of all the food she can do from Senegal to Mauritania in Africa. And I'm like, why don't you stick to what
And
you
then
can
she
do?
employed only
Okay, I
herself.
went in there. And I said, wow, this is lovely. I got jollof rice. Uh, it was yeah, and I said, hey, this is a lovely thing. I am the Nigerian blah 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 of Marburg, and I do not know if you might need students who would work here. She said, yeah, I will let you know. Guess what? The next day I go there, she wrote meat pie, this and this, this and this. I went in there to say, okay, let me get meat pie. She said, we don't have it today.
And that's the problem. Bringing that stuff, that baggage from Nigeria to here. You have something on your menu, you don't have
You don't have what? You don't have what? You are in a train station where where thousands of people pass every day. Where not thousands or hundreds of thousands of people pass every day. You tell me you do not have it? The next day, because I work in Frankfurt, I pass there every day, and I'm like, today I go buy Nigerian food. They don't have it. Guess what? They close in 3 months.
Of course, they're going to close. That kind of business, it can't sustain.
And I'm like, how can you have a business, no concept?
But that mindset,
no
with
concept,
that
no
Princess,
plan
with that
for the
mindset she
future.
started, there's no way it was going to succeed. There was a restaurant, I don't want to call the name of the city, here in Germany. This guy he has an African shop. He had an African shop, So on the side, he was cooking also. The funny thing, the government at the end of the day had to close that restaurant down, or that African shop, whatever. He was trying to shift it to somebody that I know. I told the person, Ron, don't collect that stuff. Do you know why I brought up this topic? Do you know why the government had to close it down? He wasn't paying his taxes. He decided to hold their money. He did it.
See,
and the funny thing? The funny thing now, because it's this argument that you are just saying. I normally hear it, and it gets me sometimes pissed off. It doesn't mean that we don't know, as Black people or as Africans, we have already had difficulties here in Germany. This is a white majority country, okay? We have our difficulties, but that doesn't, mean that we don't also create those problems ourselves sometimes.
For ourselves,
this guy, he's making some money. He's busy squandering that money. You can't be enjoying your capital, just to feel big among your counterparts who are working for someone else. And you just like squandering your capital. And when they come for their money, the story you get to tell other people are like, don't open a restaurant in this country. They'll use tax and kill you. These people are not good. You won't tell them how you squandered that money. And then another person on the side who has a beautiful idea, how he or she can create something bigger or something a restaurant or open. You just be there killing that person's morale, let's call it, the person's zeal to open up. You'll be like, no, open up more. This people will kill you. They will carry this thing. But you won't open up to tell the person, hey man, I didn't pay my taxes. If you pay your tax, you do it better. Or you know what? Come together. Let's join our money together. There are laws here. Let's create something big. Let's open a restaurant whereby it doesn't belong to one person, whereby we can employ more people, whereby you can have your people working there. Please, you normally go here to a donor laden. Who always works in a donor laden? In a donor shop. If you want to go and buy, donor is just like this bread sandwich with kebab meat. It's from Turkey. You get it here in Germany. Who normally works there? It's mostly migrants, and you don't see a Black person there. You always see Turkish people working there. If you go to Asian restaurants, Chinese, Thailand, whatever you call, who is working there is the same people from the community, creating jobs for themselves, creating economic, creating economic, power for themselves. And that's why they don't, they are not being treated the way we are normally treated. But we don't think about it. We don't, because
they contribute to the society.
Exactly.
They contribute to the society by giving employment.
Yes.
Because the funniest part is when I read this article about this topic we're making today, we found out that the Turkish society, the Chinese society actually helps the German society. Do you know that when you help the German society, you pay less tax?
Yes.
Why do you think Lidl, Amazon, and all those, they do not pay tax? Because they're actually helping the society. They're actually helping the economy. They do not, your Facebook, all those, they don't pay tax. Because guess what? Because they say they are helping the society or the economy in boosting it up.
Because
when
but check it now. Why
look at our fair
why shouldn't they push them to? But Princess,
wait, look at our fair
why should they close?
Felix,
why should they close the restaurants?
Felix, look at our fair irons. Clubs. We have Igbo club, Yoruba club. Go and ask those clubs, when was the last time they paid their tax? Drop mic.
They are always just, the funny thing, it's always celebrating.
Clubs have not paid tax for the past 10 years. And guess what? Because they've not paid tax, they cannot tap into the resources that the German is giving them. Do you know that as a FAI, the German society can give you any
You
amount
can
of money
apply
that you
for
want?
money. You can
You can
apply.
apply. You can do a lot of things. Being a registered a club, a registered FAI in Germany,
Organization,
but we
NGO.
are not tapping into those NGO. We are not tapping into those resources because they know they've not paid tax for the past
And they don't
years.
want to
How
pay
can you
it.
be
They don't want
an
to pay it.
organization and you're not paying tax? It's unbelievable.
Princess, look at it now. There was something you're talking about, how the other communities also enjoy those benefits of opening up restaurants or businesses. And also, Princess, why won't the government support them? If they don't support them, this place is going to close down. And when this place closes down, what happens? That's unemployment. They don't want people to be unemployed. You know how
Iduna Laden is here. Iduna Laden is right here from my house. He opens from Monday to Sunday. Guess who buys from there? The Germans. It's not me, eh? Because
of course.
It's not me. You tell me that they want to come and close this
No.
Laden and see how the streets will
No.
stand up and say, what? Do you know where we eat from? We eat from the donor lad.
You're right. Talking also about the organization, Princess. You're talking about
your Chinese restaurant is in every train station that you can think of in Germany.
Yeah.
There's no train station you will go in Germany that you will not see
a
Chinese
one.
restaurant.
Would you say
Somebody
one?
is telling
You
me
might
something.
find two.
You go in there, 3 to 4 workers. You go to the nail salon, 3 to 4 workers. Do you know what 3 to 4 workers means to the society, means to the economy?
We are busy looking for other people to employ us. There's a guy I met him like a few years ago. I think that was the time I was done with my studies. I was looking for a job then, and I was discussing with him how difficult it was for me, like now, with the application and securing a job. And he looked at me, he was like, man, he told me, oh, what certificate do you have at the moment? I told him what I have. He was like, okay, good. Told me, oh, you know what? I have 2 masters and a PhD. And it was difficult for me to get a job. Then he told me what he did. Told me he's self-employed at the moment. And the advice he gave me that day was like, we are busy waiting for people to employ us while we can actually employ ourselves. Princess, you're talking about all those organizations. Most of those organizations also have the capacity. Some of them have been there for a long time to like apply for some money, apply for some stuffs, create even jobs for the migrants, create an organization. What are the difference between that organization and some of these football organizations you normally see? That's where they start from. The people there contribute to. No, when we contribute our money, we are looking for we use it to kill goat and come together and eat. Or this person's child, this person gave birth to a new child, we go and visit this person. I'm telling you what they normally do. With that money now, they will start financing one project. They will take up a project, finance that project. Within few years now, they apply to the government and be like, see what we have achieved with just the money we are getting. Give us money so we can run this project. There is a ministry over there at the federal level. We give them so much money. Before you know what is happening, they have about 5 to 10 employees working for them. But our own, like I said, we are using it to eat goats. Go and kill one goat. Come together, take nice pictures, put it online, impress those at home.
No comments.
Princess, come on. Yeah.
No comments. No comments. No comments. Because
yeah.
It's, I don't know, but I mean, we started this podcast because we wanted to educate people, and not only educate people, also educate ourselves, because every day, I mean, me and you, we always have stories of what is happening to us, and hopefully it will not happen to the people out there. So I think we would like come to end with our topic for today, and hopefully you loved it, you liked it. Please write in the comment section below, what are your experience in Germany as a migrant, a student? Are you having difficulties in getting a job or in learning the language, or what would you like for us to talk about the next time? Please just write it in the comment section. We're ready to do this because we are all learners at the end of the day, and we learn by hearing, by doing, by our experience, and we are ready to share it with you guys. Please do not forget to subscribe. It's just that red button below. In short, let us give a minute for them to subscribe.
Yes.
No, not a minute,
2
2 seconds.
seconds. Click it.
1, 2. It's
Click it
subscribe.
now.
Yeah.
Click it immediately.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, it is a goal for us. And thank you very much for listening. And we'll see you
next time
in our next video.
Yeah, see you next time. I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Oh my God.